Hey guys, this is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and we're back with another episode of Recruit of the Week. If you have not signed up for our limited time offer, make sure to do so at the Wolverine.com. $1 for 1 year gets you all the inside recruiting scoop surrounding Michigan football. That offer is going away soon, so again, make sure to sign up $1 for 1 year. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, that is completely free. Definitely helps us out, helps build my travel budget, so give us a subscription by clicking subscribe. Again, that's completely free. This week's Recruit of the Week is four-star interior offensive lineman Nathan Efobi out of South Forsyth in Georgia. I had a chance to go out to Atlanta and meet with Nathan Efobi, so you might remember him from a Road Report episode a couple of weeks ago. Did not get to see him do anything just because his team had a bye, but got to meet with him, size him up. He's definitely one of the more fascinating prospects nationally this cycle. There are a lot of rankings disagreements with Efobi. Actually just pulled up his rankings here on my computer. So On3 has him ranked as the number 128 overall prospect nationally and a top 10 interior offensive lineman. ESPN has him as a middle 3-star, 24/7 as a mid 3-star, and Rivals as a mid 3-star. So On3 extremely high on him. The other three services, not so much. So again, I didn't get a chance to see Efobi do much live, but from talking to those around the Michigan program and just watching, some of his clips on Huddle, he's a guy that's extremely intriguing. He's a very, very high ceiling prospect. He's very athletic. He has really good feet. I think the upside is certainly there with Efobi. He's actually a guy that some schools really liked as a defensive lineman and offered him there early. So he's used to playing both sides of the ball. But I also think he's a very low 4 prospect. To maximize Efobi's talent, to meet that On3 ranking expectation, I think Efobi needs to add some power and strength to his game. So development in the strength and conditioning program under a guy like Ben Herbert would be very key for his development. But I also think he needs to improve from a technical standpoint. He's a guy that's very raw with his technique. So, Sharon Moore would need to teach him and take him under his wing and get him right on that standpoint. So for that reason, I think Efobi's a guy that you're going to definitely redshirt and you might not hear from for a year or two, but he's a guy that could have an outstanding back half of his career if, again, he's able to meet some of those things that can propel him to reach his ceiling. From a recruiting standpoint, Efobi's also interesting in the sense that he is a guy that had some big-time offers early. More recently, I think Michigan has emerged as a heavy favorite in this recruitment. I put in an On3 prediction for the Wolverines to land Efobi. There isn't a ton of competition here. This is a very, very winnable recruitment for the Wolverines. If there were a second-place team, I would say it's Miami, but Miami is having some very bad struggles on the field. They do offer NIL, and another school that is in the mix that's been recruiting in the Atlanta area decently here this cycle is Louisville. So NIL obviously gives me pause with all recruits. The fact that Miami and Louisville are involved here gave me pause to put in a pick recently. I was actually going to put in a pick for Michigan before his official visit. But now that Efobi's taken his official visit and I've talked to, those around the program, I think there's a lot of optimism here. I think Efobi's really enjoyed his time in Ann Arbor. He actually is staying a little longer. He has family in the state of Michigan and is on fall break, so he can get a closer look at the Michigan program. So I know there's definitely confidence. I am still a little wary of the NIL-focused schools like Louisville and Miami for obvious reasons. We've seen that story play out this cycle in other recruitments, but I think right now Michigan has a big lead. The other school really involved there is Georgia Tech, but they just fired their head coach, so not too concerned about the home state school. I think Penn State was another school he was very high on, but they've kind of moved on to some other options. NC State was another school that was high with Efobi early on that I think things have faded there. So this is Michigan's recruitment to lose. I love where the Wolverines stand coming out of the official visit. That is why I made the on-3 prediction. And that is our time with Nathan Efobi. For more on Efobi's official visit and more on Michigan recruiting in general, sign up for the Wolverine.com, $1 for 1 year.